All right, y'all. I'm here with my partner.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
My name is Too Short. This is my nigga James Horton from fucking high school. That was damn near 34 years ago, long time ago. It's my guy right here. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel.
That's Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton on YouTube. Thank you. All right. Welcome back to another lesson, another blessing with yours truly, your domestic violence counselor, Mr. James Horton. Welcome back. All right. Today I'm going to be introducing a topic called the domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. But before we get started, I would like to invite you again to subscribe to my channel, and it's called Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton on YouTube. Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton on YouTube. You can see it on our post here, right? In case you forget. But I definitely need your support to uplift this channel. This is Town Business, Oakland, California. Oakland, California, Town Business with yours truly, Mr. James Horton, your counselor. All right? This, again, topic is called the domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. It says, what defines physical and spiritual listening? Physical listening is a multi-dimensional form of intelligence that situates hearing and seeing in relation to spectacle awareness, weight, sensing, and tactical experience. Physical listening implements and enhances other modes of hearing and seeing. Spiritual listening is a lot different than physical listening. Spiritual listening is a peaceful practice one develops. It's a meditation and a prayer known in most spiritual traditions. It encourages us to be disciplined in our practice of being silent when it comes to hearing the whispers of God, the warning and danger signs in the spirit, and the ability to hear what the speaker may or may not want you to hear, right? It says, listening is the beginning of peace. Please answer the following questions, all right? Ride along and please answer the following questions. It says, number one, domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. Have you learned to be a good listener because of the cost and pain that you've experienced and you've learned in physical, and you learned the physical lesson? Let's start that over. Domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. Have you learned to be a good listener because it costs you pain to learn many physical lessons? Or have you learned to listen to avoid the price tag of guessing? Have you learned, right? Sometimes we have to learn, right? Not just from someone telling us something. We have to learn from pain, right? Painful situations, being stuck in certain situations, and someone telling you, hey, if you do this, if you do that, you're going to jail. And when you find yourself many times experiencing the pain of being incarcerated and not having your freedom and no control over your freedom, you know, sometimes that's where we start learning, right? I hate to say it, you know, I mean, I've had to experience many times being hard-headed or thinking that it's not going to happen again if I do the same thing in the same place, all right? Number two, domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. Are you known to listen, or are you known to be someone who waits to talk? Are you known to listen? Are you known to be somebody to wait to talk? You know how people is. Can you finish? Can you just finish? Right? Because we're waiting to say something. And many times we never allow the person to finish talking before it's our turn to speak. So we can't actually give a good response. You can't give a good response if you're not totally listening and knowing where the person is coming from, or you assuming that you know where they're coming from. So give a person a chance to finish, right? Number three, domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. Did you know a person who waits to talk are really people who miss the message because they are really waiting to talk and avoid anything the speaker is trying to say, right? Did you know that? They're just, as I said before, and the first and the second question, it complicates things, and it also starts arguments because someone is over here trying to finish and someone is over here in a hurry to talk. All right. Number 4, domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. Did you know when you're in a good when did you know you're a good listener and it said domestic, physical listener. Did you know when you're in a good listener and you're in a partner-parent relationship role with another partner, you must have the ability to hear an ant walk and a spider talk when it comes to listening to the needs of a child and being the best parent you can be, right? When you are in that kind of relationship, when you're in a relationship with someone and you claim, or you may not even be with the other parent at a certain time when you're in it, but you have a child, right? You say, "Oh, I'm a good parent." Well, you need to be able to hear an ant walk and a spider talk, to be a good parent a lot of times, because it takes you have to pay attention to these children. You got to hear stuff. You got to hear just in case they fiddling around with something, just in case they endangering themselves, just in case they playing with one of those video sites or something, and they're trying to do a challenge or something like that. They can be up there. I have a friend I met, and he lost his daughter, and she was upstairs challenging herself with a rope and ended up hanging herself. Very beautiful young lady, and we have to pay attention. So you need to be able to hear an ant walk and a spider talk. That's some deep listening there. So I just want to spit that at you. All right. Number 5, domestic, physical, and spiritual listening. Did you know in order to master the highest level of safety and intelligence, you must master the physical and spiritual art of listening? In order to enhance the highest level of safety and intelligence, you must master the physical and spiritual art of listening, right? If you want to be sharp, right, you must master that listening part, right? So you can pick up everything you can, as much as you can, have you a big old pile of intelligence. You must master listening, right? You don't always even have to get a butt woman to listen, right? It looked like that in the early stages, man, in my age group, man. But I don't know. And then sometimes it might be necessary to get some butt whoopings if you're that hard-headed. We got new age groups and new generations of hard-headedness, and we got to work on that. You young people got to work on that, right? It's very important. Someone could be telling you, "Hey, look out, there's a car coming. It's a big truck coming. Don't go in the street." But if you're not listening, you're going to get ran over. So I just want you to feel that. Okay, number 6, domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. When you question your past and present history of fighting and falling, would you agree you can never see your true picture because you're known to never listen to the edge of the picture, right? You're known to never listen. It's hard to see the picture when you're still inside the frame, but you got to listen to the edges. You got to listen to what's coming at you, right? You got to listen, right? You can't see yourself because you just always running and always inside your own little box, your own, within the inside of your own 4 corners, and you never see what's on the outside of the 4 corners, or what's coming at you, or what's really going on, right? It's hard to see yourself, right? And many times you might be framed up to be a bully or something, and you real aggressive, and so aggressiveness can cause people to not even be able to tell you anything because you all in your own movie, right? And it's hard, to see the picture when you're still inside your own, the corners of your own frame. All right. So, number 7. Domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. When it comes to listening and not listening to what people say or do, would you agree most people like yourself think you have all the answers until the day of the test? Would you agree? You think you have all the answers until the day of the test? Many people, I know what I'm doing. Can't tell me nothing, right? Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, she like me, he like me, all that kind of stuff, right? Got all the answers. And people are just trying to tell you something, man. They say, I see something, I saw something. I know that something ain't right here, right? And I've even ran into somebody I'm trying to tell you about, and the way they got down on your name, right? Boom, the way they put all this and that and all that boo-boo on your name, right? They wasn't speaking well about you. Oh, no, I know, right? Until the day of the test, when you find out you really don't know what you thought you knew. All right? Okay, this is number 8. We're going to close this out. Domestic, physical, and spiritual listener. Do you feel or believe it's better to be a good listener than it is to learn? Or do you believe it's better to learn than to listen? Right? I mean, just like, man, just leave me alone. You know, that kind of attitude. Just leave you alone. Right? Leave you alone. Okay. Yeah, leave you alone. But then, just let me find out for myself. Well, the price tag of finding out on your own could be very high. The price tag could be a $2 million bail or something like that. And no one has the money to pay it, right? But yet you had all the answers. You didn't put nothing away. You didn't stash no money over here. You didn't put some money up to the lawyer or whatever, just in case you slipped and fell, right? No, you didn't do that, And so we got to be careful, right? Got to be careful, and you got to make your life important. And to make your life important, it's very important to be a good listener instead of always a good talker, right? And like I said, everybody think they has the answers until the day of the test. All right, that's going to be it for yours truly, your counselor, Mr. James Horton. Again, subscribe to my channel. Push the red button, subscribe. Push the thumbs up button. Thank me for the good work that I'm doing. Show your appreciation by pushing the button. It's not going to cost you a dime. It's going to help me get a dime. It's going to pay for some of the work that I've been doing because I'm worthy of that. And so are you. And when you come forward and do something, create your own project or your own strive for a new goal, I will support you as I've asked you to support me. All right, again, yours truly, your domestic violence counselor, Mr. James Horton. Thank you.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna hear it.
Yeah. We on.
You don't hear the music, nigga. Unless you come hella close.
Yeah, you can come closer.
Oh, come close.
Try to cut the beat off. All right, y'all. I'm here with my partner.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
My name is Too Short. This is my nigga James Horton from fucking high school. That was damn near 34 years ago, long time ago. It's my guy right here. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel.
That's Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton on YouTube. Thank you.